Assalamualaikum and a very good afternoon to all the audience and the participants of IPAC 2025. We will begin in a few minutes, and I would like to remind you all to put your phone in a silent mode and please to minimize the exit and entrance to this hall. I would like to remind all the participants to put your phone in a silent mode and also to minimize any exits or entries to this hall. Thank you. Dah dimasuk je kita start lah kan. Ladies and gentlemen, before we proceed, may I take a moment to share a few housekeeping announcements? Kindly ensure that all mobile phones are switched to silent mode, and also to minimize your movement in and out from the hall so that our program will run smooth. Thank you. Announcing the arrival of our distinguished guest, Associate Professor Dr. Rizwan bin Cik Ros, Acting Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academic and International, Universiti Pendidikan Sultan Idris, Professor Dr. Raja Nur Safinas binti Raja Harun, Dean of Institute of Graduate Studies, Technologist Dr. Wong Yok Seng, Deputy Dean of Student Affairs, Alumni and Publication, and honorable guests. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. The singing of National Anthem Negaraku and Perak State Anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. We now invite Mr. Muhammad Karya Anwar bin Azmuddin from Faculty of Human Science to lead us in prayer. Let us all take a moment to reflect and seek blessings for a successful and meaningful event.
الفاتحة. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Ya Allah, Tuhan yang Maha Pengasih lagi Maha Penyayang, pada hari yang penuh keberkatan ini, kami berkumpul dalam Majlis International Postgraduate Colloquium 2025. Kami memohon limpahan rahmat-Mu, inayah serta keberkatan-Mu ke atas majlis ilmu ini. Ya Allah, kurniakanlah kepada kami kefahaman yang mendalam, hikmah dalam berfikir dan ketajaman minda dalam berkongsi ilmu dan hasil penyelidikan. Jadikanlah majlis ini medan penyatuan idea dan penyubur ilmu demi kemajuan pendidikan, penyelidikan dan pembangunan yang lestari. Ya Allah, permudahkanlah segala urusan penganjur, pembentang dan peserta. Jauhkanlah kami daripada sebarang kesulitan, kecacatan serta gangguan. Hadirkanlah ketenangan, kesabaran dan keikhlasan di dalam hati kami sepanjang berlangsungnya program ini. Allahumma la sahla illa ma ja'altahu sahla wa anta ja'al huzna in tasyi'ta sahla. Ya Allah, dalam kami bertemu dan berkumpul kerana-Mu, jadikanlah perpisahan kami nanti sebagai perpisahan yang Engkau redai, perpisahan yang membawa kebaikan dan perpisahan yang mengekalkan ukhuwah sesama kami walaupun berjauhan. Allahumma ja'al jam'ana hadza jam'an marhuma wa tafarruqana min ba'dihi tafarruqan ma'suma. Ya Allah, jadikanlah usaha kami ini sebagai amal yang diberkati dan berikanlah manfaatnya kepada masyarakat, negara dan ummah seluruhnya. Rabbana zalamna anfusana wa illam taghfir lana lanakunanna minal khasirin. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina azabannar. Wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa baraka wa sallam. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.
Amin, amin, ya Rabbal Alamin. Thank you, Mr. Muhammad Khairi Anwar, for the recitation of praise just now. Good afternoon and salam sahabat Sulu Budiman to Yang Berusaha Associate Professor Dr. Rizwan bin Cik Ros, Acting Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academic International, Professor Dr. Raja Nur Safinaz binti Raja Harun, Dean of Institute of Graduate Studies, Dr. Nazratul Huda binti Awang, Deputy Director, Polytechnic Sultan Azlan Shah, Dr. Goh Yun Dong, Visiting Lecturer from Nanjing University of Industry Technology, Technologist Dr. Wong Yok Sing, Deputy Dean, Student Affairs, Alumni and Publication, Institute of Graduate Studies, respected Deputy Deans, Supervisors, fellow staff from Institute of Graduate Studies, participants and presenter of IPAC 2025. Welcome to the closing ceremony of IPAC 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, as we reflect on the journey of IPAC 2025, we are reminded of the remarkable contributions made by each one of you. To encapsulate the essence of this conference and the milestones we have achieved together, we have prepared a special montage presentation and also a special gambus performance. Please sit back, relax, and enjoy this visual presentation that captures the highlights of IPAC 2025. Such a beautiful, beautiful performance from Mr. Tayalan, son of Salvani, a graduate student from Faculty of Music and Performing Arts. Ladies and gentlemen, the performance just now features a traditional instrument known as the gambus. The gambus is a traditional string instrument originated from the Middle East. It is the local version of the Arabic oud, brought to the Malay world by Arab traders in the early 1900s. Over time, it became popular in places like Johor, Indonesia, Brunei, Malaysia, and also Singapore. Today, the gambus is widely used in performances such as ghazal and zapin, and is recognized as one of the key instruments in traditional Malay music. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we now come to one of the most anticipated segments of today's event, the keynote session. It is our honor to have Associate Professor Dr. Rizwan bin Chekrus, the Acting Deputy Vice-Chancellor, Academic International, University Pendidikan Sultan Idris. Associate Professor Dr. Rizwan is a respected academic leader whose experience and guidance have greatly contributed to UPSI's growth in teaching, research, and international collaboration. His commitment to academic excellence continues to inspire both staff and students. We are really honored to have him with us today. Please join me in extending a very warm welcome to Associate Professor Dr. Rizwan bin Chekrus.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. A very good afternoon, everyone. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbi zidna ilma warzuqna fahma. I'm so sorry I have to use a black spectacle because of conjunctivitis. It's not I'm become a SGBing or something to sing for this afternoon. Yang berusaha Prof. Dr. Raja Safinas bin Raja Harun, the Dean Institute of Graduate Studies of UPSI, Dr. Nazratul Huda binti Awang, our guest from Polytechnic Sultan Shah as the Deputy Director of Academic, Dr. Goh Yundong, visiting lecturer. Can I know where is the Dr. Goh Yundong? Welcome to UPSI. Ni hao, tan chao. Yeah. A visiting lecturer from Nanjing University of Industry Technology, technologist Dr. Wong Yok Sing, Deputy Dean, Student Affairs, Alumni and Publication, Institute of Graduate Studies, Associate Prof. Dr. Hafizul Fahri bin Hanafi, the head of the juries, our beloved professor, Prof. Dr. Ramli Mustafa, our Sifu from Faculty of Technical Vocational of UPSI, supervisors, lecturers, and esteemed panelists, fellow staff from Institute of Graduate Studies, committee members of the Postgraduate Student Association, PPS, participant and presenter of International Postgraduate Colloquium 2025, ladies and gentlemen. We struggle with the technology or not? Is it okay? So back to normal laptop. So actually, the committee already booked me a month ago, but because of some changing of the schedule. So I have to prepare the slide and change to the new format, but I want to actually share one video from the former British Prime Minister, is Margaret Thatcher. It's about the innovation, how the British people must have a creativity, innovation. Okay, today I would like to share about the theme of this IPAC 2025, Empowering Knowledge, Advancing Research for a Sustainable Future. So, how many of you are from Malaysia? Please raise up your hand. Okay, our Prof. Ramli from Malaysia, I know. Okay, how many of you are international? Okay, thank you. For the international, okay, thank you. How many of you are from China? Okay, ni hao, tan hao. How many of you are from Indonesia? Okay, from Kemenak or from other program? Kemenak. Selamat datang Pak Ustaz dan Ustazah from Kementerian Agama Indonesia dan juga teman-teman dari Indonesia. Okay, next. Yang ni ada cordless mic ni. Okay, no problem. Okay, so because all of you are postgraduate student, so we start a message to PG scholars. You are not just student. You are the architect of knowledge. This is a very important message, but these messages are from ChatGPT. Okay, so actually I take, because our head of jury, Associate Prof. Dr. Hafizul is an AI expert. So the whole slide is prepared by the ChatGPT. So the idea is from ChatGPT, and it is a new pattern that either we have to control the ChatGPT or ChatGPT control us. Which are the current situation now? Are we control the ChatGPT or ChatGPT control us? We have to control the ChatGPT. According to the research by University of Pennsylvania, actually when you use the generative AI, the function of the lecturer, the function of the teacher, 5 times more compared to the new way. How lecturer, a teacher, the educator can know the postgraduate work are originally from their thinking, not from the generative AI. How can we detect? Other than use a thing in, but as a professional, how can we detect? This is the original work of postgraduate student. Anyone can share? Consistency, yes, one of that fact. Another point? No, we are not start yet. The language use. Okay, thank you. Next, patah balik Okay. The language use, then? Anyone? I have to use a Prof. Ramli style. Engage with the audience, because Prof. Ramli is here. If not, I have to use the normal way. Okay, so why we have to know better 10 times or 5 times better than ChatGPT? Because AI use LLM model, which is they have a machine learning, they learn from what we ask from them. So, can ChatGPT speak Kelantan? The Kelantanese, yes, ChatGPT now, DeepSeek also from China, can speak like the Kelantanese or Penangese or Sarawakian or Sabahan. So they learn from us. So in order to have that, one of the main factor is about the sustainability of our research. It not focus on the sustainability of the environment or governance or everything. But this one is about why sustainability matters. First one, global challenges require inform. Now we are talking about the VUCA world. How many of you know about the VUCA world? VUCA. Except Prof. Ramli lah. Yeah, except Prof. Raja also. How many of you know about the VUCA world? World that is a volatile. The world is about uncertainty. The world is about the complexity. The world is about ambiguity. But now, the VUCA world, they change to a new term. They change to the BANI. B-A-N-I. You have to search for the BANI. Last 3 days, we have a flood at Hat Yai. We have a flood at the northern part of Malaysian Peninsula. The weather, sometimes we cannot predict. We have the world of uncertainty. So now we are trying to make the world better through sustainability. So the global challenges require. What happened in the world right now? What happened, especially for the education system? Who have the best education system in the world? Malaysia, China, Indonesia, Finland. Yeah. When we talking with a Prof. Pasis Halberg about the Finnish education system, they have some controversial system. Some said about maybe the Finnish education system is the best. So we have to follow the Finnish education system. Singapore. Is it Singapore the best education system in the world? Yeah. In Asia, why Singaporean become the best education? How we measure Singaporean as the best people in terms of education outcome? How many of you know why? Especially for Southeast Asia. Indonesia maybe claim that they have a best education system. The China claim they have the best education system. Now we are talking also about the global issue. Which system are the best? Democracy, autocratic, socialist. Now they mix with, like last month we have a new governor, the mayor of New York, which is the 2 main political party in US. The first one, Democratic. The second one, Republican. But now, in the Democratic, they also have the skewed to right, the skewed to the left. They have the different approach. So now, we have the different perspective of the world. So, as a postgraduate student, what you thought about this? Next, the ethical. The American speaking about the melting pot in the North America. How they can mix together with the other people, the immigrant. But now the President Trump talking about American first. So they don't rely anymore to the immigrant because they see the American first. But the concept of capitalists, they depend on not only the native people of that certain country, but they also have the immigrant. So how we can adapt with that situation? In Malaysia, for the 3D or 4D sectors, the T, dangerous and difficult. We depend on the foreign or the local? We have to depend on the foreign people. Then we complain about the foreign people. What happened? The issue, the ethical, how they use a different culture in the context of Malaysia, we're talking about the global and also the local mixed together. Then we're talking about how our research in the current era is a sustainable research. Because sustainable is a wide term that you use. First one, the populous one, the SDG. So SDG stand for Sustainable Development Goal. So it's by UN, UNESCO. We have a 17 goal that we want to achieve by what year? Prof. Ramli already have the answer. I think after this, the next question, Prof. Ramli cannot answer that question. Okay, by 2030, we have to achieve the 17th goal in the Sustainable Development Goal. So what are the goals important to us as a education university? What are the main goals is very important for us? Anyone? SDG number 4. It's about quality in education. We focus on the two main areas, equity and equality. So what are the difference between equity and equality? Prof. Raja cannot answer that question. What are the difference between equity and equality? How we can differentiate the school in the urban, the school in the rural, ataupun sekolah bandar dan sekolah luar bandar. School in the rural, the urban area, who have the most advanced facility, compared to in the Malaysian context, we have the rural tree area, which is very far from the good or right, the internet connection, the good facilities. It's about the struggle about the electricity, struggle about the clean water. So they have a lot of differences between the good school and the some less facilities school. So we are talking about the equity and equality. And also we are talking now is about personalized learning. In this hall, how many of you have the IQ more than 130? How many of you have IQ more than 130? Angkat je tangan kalau pun tak tahu kan. Okay, but the current research at Indonesia, the current research in Indonesia by the Ministry of Science conclude that the new generation at Indonesia having a problem to get certain IQ level because of poverty, because of no money to buy a nutritious food, a good nutrient. So they have impact to the development of the young people, the children. So they have some issues. Then the impact toward the IQ. The second one is about ESG for the corporate governance. So what is a ESG? For the accounting firm, what is a ESG? Mr. Zul. Because every company, multinational company in Malaysia, they must have the ESG policy right now. We are talking about the environmental, or in the TVET, we have a greening TVET. The environmental. The second one, S. The social. How company, the multinational company, have a CSR project toward the people, giving impact to the people. How our research give an impact to the people. Our module, our model, our theory, or our impact of research give a big significant impact to the people outside. of the university community or academia community. Last one, G. Governance, good. Bagi tepukan siapa yang jawab betul tu. Give an applause to them. So what is a governance? Governance by the PMX is about tata kelola. How you manage not only the company, but how you manage yourself, how you manage your society, how you manage for the corporate is about the company, the multinational company. So that's why the big multinational company now focus how can them give an impact to the society. Okay, and then the last one, ESD, is very important for you. Education for sustainable development. So this is why sustainability matters in our research right now. Not only we focus on the education, we are focused on the planetary health also, because Ministry of Education, one of our primary school, won the best school in the world by they adopt the planetary health approach in their environment, the school environment. Okay, so education for sustainable development. So this three term is a very important when we're talking about the sustainability. Okay, the PG journey, the postgraduate journey, a transformative part of expertise, critical thinking, and contribution. How many of you think or thought after this, your research will give an impact to the community? How many of you? Please raise your hand or your, okay? Berapa orang yang rasa research dia bagi impact kepada community? Or your research only focus on the small group? When you did experimental research design, maybe you try the model only for the particular, a specific student for the specific need or specific use. So how many of our research give an impact to the community? One story. When actually it's the starting from Prof. Ramli, when Prof. Ramli as a visiting professor at Nagoya University, I'm the third visiting lecturer at the Nagoya University. I met one of the PhD students in Japan at Nagoya University. I asked her about graduate on time. Because in Malaysia now we're talking about the graduate on time. You have to finish as soon as possible. So as soon as possible, in UPSI, 6 semesters, Prof. There are 6 semesters for PhD. So I asked her, are you targeting for GOT? For this hall, yes. But for her at Nagoya University, no. So what are your current semester? So she answered that she in the 6 years of PhD study. What did she study? She a Japanese, study about the ikro. Ikro is originally from Indonesia. She a Japanese, learn Indonesian language, learn Jawi through ikro. When we are talking, kalau bahasa Indonesia itu ngobrol. Tengah ngobrol bersama dengan pelajar pasca tersebut, when I talking with her, at a certain point, she cried. Why? She very understand in depth about the feel of the original writer, author of the ikro. Because of what? because the original work by the author is copied by the others publisher to publish without consent. So she talking about the right we as a innovator, the founder of the ICRO, cannot get what we are done. So she feel, the author feel. So she cry because she understand very deep in the heart of the author, because when we did a qualitative study, we have to understand it's about the author. But the current student, my student, graded on time from one of the university, which is UPSI, got GOT. But when one of the panel interviews asked her, she's a woman, about the content of what she did at the PhD level, she cannot reply in depth. So the current issue is how deep, how depth we study in our field. The next. So in order to empowering knowledge, they have a 3 element. This one is from ChatGPT. The first one, as a researcher, as a postgraduate researcher, you must have the open sign mind. What is the open sign? Anyone can share with me? What is the open sign? Open sign is the sign that we study, we share openly the result, the finding, with other scientists. We are not make it secret what we did. That's why in the publication, we are keep talking about the publish or perish. So we have to share the impact, the finding with the community. The second one is about collaboration. So we have to collaborate with other postgraduate students, because in the sustainable research environment, we are not focusing on the individual, but how we can share, extend the knowledge, extend the skill to other people. And the third one is about responsible innovation. The innovation that responsible in the Malaysian context is about to the government, to the religious, to the race. So you must have, when you plan to have some research, to have some model, some publication, they must have in your heart the responsible innovation from the start of your research until the end of the research. Next one, the 3 pillars, 3 sides of empowering knowledge. The first one, the innovation. The second one is the innovation that give an impact not only for graduate on time, not only for your research as a PhD level or master level, but also give an impact to the government who give your scholarship. How many of you got a scholarship from Ministry of Education? Okay. So from now, you have to start to think, what are the impact of your research to Ministry of Education? I will share a little bit about the issue in the Ministry of Education after this, but the third one is about the integrity. When I at the Nagoya University had 7 Nobel Prize winner. We hear about one issue, the data manipulation by one of the jointly research, the Japanese and the Chinese professor. They manipulate the data. And one of the reader who read and asking them about the data integrity. Either the data is correct, the experiment is correct, so they cannot confirm it that the correct way. So lastly, they have to step down as a professor, one at China University, one at Japan University. Next, the innovation. When we try to have the innovation in the world as a postgraduate student, we have to think about the transdisciplinary thinking. Nowadays, we are not focused on our field only, but we must also have outside of our field. Now we start talking about the polymaths. How many of you know about the polymaths? If we study the Islamic history, most of the long-time Islamic scholars, they are polymath. Why they have become a polymath? How many of you know the term of polymath? Ada berapa orang yang tahu tentang istilah polymath? Polymath mean you are master not only your field, but related to your field. Like you are doctor of medicine, you also know about the religious, you also know about the philosophy, you also know about how to connect the people, how to connect yourself with the environment, how to connect yourself with the other people. Sometimes we are too individualistic. But now, we as a researcher, as a postgraduate student, after this you will settle your PhD, after this you settle your master, you're going back, become a professor at your university. So you have to start transdisciplinary thinking. So the others discipline. Because in Malaysia now we are promoting, I think Prof. Ramli, head of the assessor of TRGS, Transdisciplinary Research Grant. The second one is about AI. How we can use AI. Like I share with you, I prepare this slide, use two software. One, ChatGPT. I have to got the idea. From ChatGPT, I asked ChatGPT to prepare as a PowerPoint slide. So ChatGPT prepare for me PowerPoint slide like this. Then I want to make up the slide. I change to the PowerPoint. Then the PowerPoint change the slide. But the very important thing is, it's not what the ChatGPT generate. It's about the point. As a postgraduate student, how you can elaborate AI? If you don't have the understanding in depth about AI, we have the expert of AI. That's why I don't want talking more about the AI. Prof. Hafizul, the expert of the AI. And then the third one is digital research tool. As a student, I have meeting about our lecturer who have a PhD, who did a PhD at certain university and not finished yet, and stuck at the chapter 5. So I asked him, why not you use AI to help you? Because with the power of AI or other digital research too, like now we have most of the software right now, they combine it with AI. The Canva for presentation, they have AI. So the other software, Turnitin also integrate with AI right now. So you just upload the PDF document and the AI can process it for you. Like I think last month, I have one document about 100 pages. What I did, I asked the ChatGPT to summarize all the main point from the 100 pages document for me. Because I don't have time to read all detail one by one, but I did through AI to summarize for me But when AI did for us to summarize the finding or the information, or make it a PowerPoint, make it the table, we have to check, not rely 100% from AI. Because the next question, you ask the AI, is it your information correct or wrong? Yeah. So what are the answer of the AI, ChatGPT as an example? Based on the data from the Google, from the learning model, this is the information I have. I cannot confirm this is fact or scam. Yeah. So you as a people who are smart, who did a master or PhD, have to double check, not rely 100% on the AI. Next one, the impact. How can we measure the impact from our research? Kita sampai berapa? Lagi berapa minit? Saya kena cepat deh. Okay, how we can measure the impact? The first one is about solving the real problem. Are we solving a real problem right now through our research? Or we just shock sendiri solving a problem? Itu Prof. Randi akan tanya problem statement macam mana, apa sumber dia, jangan shock sendiri je kan. The second one is about align with SDG, because we're talking about the theme of this conference is about the sustainable. So we must align with the sustainable development goal. And then the third one is about the benefit. Who's benefit from your research? Is it the KPM? Is it the KPT? Is it yourself? Is it the university? Who benefit from your research? Okay, next. The integrity. So all the research must have, because we have the integrity pack, we have the ethical assessment you have to apply. So they must have ethic, transparency, and also your research can reproducibility. So anyone can replicate your research with the correct way. If not, they have something wrong somewhere. That's why the research from the field of science, technology, engineering, mathematics, we can replicate that research with the different sample, different thing. Okay, next. How about our role as a postgraduate research about the new curriculum for 2027? This is a new curriculum, 2027, for members from China, members from Indonesia or other country. This is our new model of curriculum. So how we as a postgraduate student in education, especially scholars from Ministry of Education, driving national human capital and sustainable development. We are talking about the character development. How teacher can teach or share character development. Once upon a time when they start to share about the process of character developing, so they're talking about the subject. Now it's not the subject, it's a process. So what is the best pedagogy to teach character? What are the best pedagogy to infuse character toward our student? Next, we're talking about the bullying. As an expert in psychology, what are expert in psychology and counseling here? Tak berani mengaku kan. Okay, so what are the solution toward the issue of bully in the school, in the Malaysian context? We're talking about the bully. This is for our international student. This is one of the education issue in the school in Malaysia. I think it's a worldwide issue actually. So how can we use our research through master or PhD to settle this issue? Because now we have two major approach. The first one is the traditional way. We use we're talking about the psychology carrot and stick. We use a stick. Okay. The second one, we use the counseling one, the guidance, the counseling, the love one. Yeah. Which one the best to settle this issue? And last 2 days, we have the issue about the LGBTQ among the teacher. How we can handle handle the teacher that have problem with the homosexual, because they have two type of the person. One are the top, one is the bottom. Which one are very crucial to dakwah dan memulihkan guru-guru ni? The top one is very important, because the top one is the predator. The bottom one is a mangsa. Tapi dalam kes tu tak ada mangsa. Saya pun tak tahu siapa yang jadi ini. So this is the national issue. How our research can settle this problem? Next, it's about UPSI. Prof. Ramli already have a stand. Prof. Raja already have stand. What about you? We have to start again the UPSR, the national assessment for the literacy and numeracy, or we have to stop? Yeah, start again. So majority of the teacher want to start again. But the KPM doesn't want to start again. So because they follow the Finnish style. Only the last year, they have the school certificate to assess the impact, the outcome, the learning outcome of the studies from all over the year. And for new education plan, the Ministry of Education want to start our education since 4 years old as the kindergarten. And it's a must for 5 years old to attend the kindergarten. And the whole years of the education is 11 years. So it's a must to the parent in Malaysia contact or 17 years old. But the new education blueprint, they want to reduce 1 year. How about your research? Do you have any finding about the most appropriate age to start study? When the government changed, the voters reduced from 21st years old to 18 years old, after STPM, they have a lot of objection. But right now, we're talking an alpha generation, the youngest one, the Z generation, who will vote us after this, or the millennial generation. So the issue we can see from the Sabah is a local issue. But for the Malaysian, we will have the futures thinker think about the new country leaders. This is about the content. So I think most of our research is about solving the problem is about TPAC, technological, pedagogical, content knowledge. So it's about how we empower. We have in the Malaysian context, for our friend from international, we are the most government servant in Malaysia are teacher. But in handling of 415,000 teachers, a lot of dilution of the core curriculum. From the BPK, reduced to JPN, JPN to PPD, PPD to the school. We can have the start story with one teacher sick, the last story, one teacher already died. Yeah. So, this is our role as a postgraduate student. Next, I have to go. The future researchers, you must have the interdisciplinary research, the visionary research, the ethical and tech-enabled. And AI in research, you can focus on the AI-assisted analysis, data modeling, responsible use. I think Matt Proofreader, they have a lot of research how to use AI, and Prof. Hafizul Hafiz also have a lot of, and the faculty of Meta Technology also offer the various course in AI in research. So, and Open Science is about the extend our collaboration through global network. we share through open data and collaborate breakthrough. And then one of the important for postgraduate studies, I once, I think happened to me and also one of my clique, is about imposter syndrome. Do you know about imposter syndrome? When we sharing with our friend, our finding, our knowledge, our thought about our thesis, sometimes we thought we are not confident enough to what we call to defend our study. When our friend argue about our research, what happened? When Prof. Ramli asks you, I think most of the jury will ask you when you present. Yeah, this morning. What happened to you? Yeah, because they have one syndrome. They call it imposter syndrome. Because of why? Why this happened? Because you are not understanding enough of your study, of your research in depth. Kefahaman tidak mendalam tentang apa yang kita buat. Itu kita tak tahu kalau tanya, ini problem dia apa? Penyelesaian dia macam ni. Macam cerita tadi lah. We start with the teacher sick and the last word is teacher already die. Yeah. So from the chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4 and the chapter 5. Okay, next I have to go faster. So the challenges is burnout. So PhD or master is not lonely journey. You must have network. For sustainable research, you must have an open science, open data sharing with your friend. It's about the second one is imposter syndrome, and the third one is a complexity. How complex your research? You know about your research, what you did. Yeah, because if you don't have understand about your research, who can understand in depth about your research? So you have to empower yourself to make sure that you understand enough about your research. So thriving as a scholar, in order to settle the burnout, the imposter syndrome, the complexity, you must have a support system. So that's why we have the IPS. They have a lot of training. They have a lot of program to help the postgraduate student. The second one is the feedback. Feedback from your supervisor. Feedback from your friend. Because this is the process of learning. Until the end, until the Viva session, you still have the feedback from the internal assessor, from the external assessor. A lot of inquiry. Last one is about the mental. How you prepare your mental starting from first day to have a lot of challenges about to have the interdisciplinary or transdisciplinary research. You must have the mental well-being. Kesejahteraan mental. Okay, next. So mentorship to help you, to guide you. So this is a very important, the supervisor as intellectual partners. So this is very important because your supervisor is actually an intellectual partners in your journey as a postgraduate student. And the most important thing for the sustainable research is about to empower knowledge through making research matters. Matters what? To the policy. You have to ask, your research is making an impact to the policy or not? The second one, either social value, you can start to commercialize it through spin-off company or start-up company. And the third one is the social innovation. How can your innovation give an impact to the society? Through the inquiry, insight, innovation, impact, and integrity. This is the 5I model by the ChatGPT. The first, the inquiry. The second one is insight. The third one is innovation. The fourth one is impact. And also the last one, the most important thing is your research must have the integrity. Okay, and this is the future-proof education. What are the meaning of future-proof education? To give an impact, to empower the education, to have the research in the context of sustainability research. So your research must have the future-proof education. How many of you know about the 7 habits of highly effective people? Kecuali program dia duk share benda tu banyak kali dah. How many of you know about the 7 habits of highly effective people? Oh, tak pernah baca Tak pernah dengar? Itu sangat popular, very popular, well known in the world, is global, is about Stephen R. Covey outcome from his PhD research is about the model of the 7 highly effective people. Until now, the outcome still used by the global, still talking, but they have a new model revised, the other 8 or 11 or 10 highly effective skill. But what about our research? So when I did my PhD, I'm talking about to get graded on time. Alhamdulillah, I got graded on time from UKM. But some said the PhD is a start to become a full-time researcher. You have to think about the policy. Alhamdulillah, right now, I have around 6 research on the policy recommendation to the Ministry of Education, Ministry of Human Resource, Ministry of Higher Education Malaysia. And one of them are for polytechnic and college community. Okay, so the future-proof education we're talking now is about the value, the insight we give to the new approach of the education. Through industry link research, we have to have a link with the industry who did a real thing. Sometimes we said our learning is mind, or we just play with our research. It's not real practices. We are shocked sendiri is about our finding, but actually it's not can be generalized to the real world. So as a researcher, we must have a lifelong learning skill. Okay, so you as a postgraduate student, you must have a leadership role. You control, maneuver your research. You shape your classroom, you shape your community, and you also will become the shaping for the nation. So this is very important for the postgraduate, especially teman-teman dari Indonesia yang bakal jadi mudir-mudir sekolah agama di bawah Kementerian Agama Indonesia itu. It's very important to you to start thinking as a scholars, as a sarjana. After this S3 pula, kalau ada kesempatan nanti datang ke UPSI terus. Jadi you are a leadership of yourself. Starting from yourself, you are shaping your classroom, you are shaping your community, and the most important thing is you're shaping your nation through the impact from your research. In order to have a leadership role, another attribute is resilient. Resilient in the process of the postgraduate journey is about the rejection reshape you. Prof. Ramli will comment, Prof. Raja will comment, Prof. Hafiz, Prof. Jason will comment your work. But how you can choose to accept their comment, either to reject, to accept, to cry, to anger to the comment, or to accept that comment. So it's very important. I learned a lot when my PhD journey, we try to accept other different thought. Because this is important, because when we, in the world of knowledge, we are not alone. That's why I have shared with you about the open science, the open data. So when in Islam, when we learn a lot, actually a lot we don't know. When we start to learn something, actually we can, if we go in depth, a lot of things we don't know. So that's why you must have reflection about your research. Reflection, maybe you can reflect your research in the toilet. You can have reflection in the carol room in the library, but you have to reflect what you did in your research. So the call to action for the postgraduate student is about the be custodian of knowledge and sustainability. In order to empowering knowledge, in order to make research sustainable and give an impact not only to the nation, but the globally impact, especially the international student. So you must be the custodian of the knowledge. You must empower the knowledge and also make it sustainable. Thank you. Belum lagi. Thank you. So hopefully you can enjoy your journey as the postgraduate student and make it your research give an impact to the classroom, to the policy, to the university, and to the global. Thank you. Any question you can ask after this. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Associate Professor Dr. Rizwan. So now I would like to open the floor for any question and answer session. If you have any, you may proceed to use the mic and pose your questions to Professor Dr. Rizwan. Do you have any questions from members of the floor? One from China, one from Indonesia. Yes. Our Dean requests one question from the Malaysian students and one question from the Chinese students.
If I cannot answer, we have Prof. Ramli and Prof. Raja can answer for that question.
Do you have one question? Okay.
Okay, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nada Rahmatika, an international student of UPSI from Indonesia. So my question is, actually I'm interested with the three pillars that Prof explained before. So my question is, how do the three pillars, innovation, impact, and integrity, contribute to the empowerment of knowledge? So this is the question from me. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Salam. Next question, Indonesia. Indonesia sudah, China. Okay, no problem. I ask the only question we have today. Okay, the three I's, the important thing to empower knowledge, because we are talking about the theme of our conference today is about empowering knowledge through sustainable research. So when you did something in your master or PhD study, it's very important, you must have the first start with what are your contribution to the body of knowledge. This involves the innovation values for your research. From the innovation, you create something new or you innovate from the current one is very, very crucial thing for the PhD level, because the panel, the assessor, your supervisor want you have something new or you innovate from the current one, maybe you improvise the practice. The second one, from the innovation itself.
So it will give an impact toward the product or the outcome. The outcome. Why? The product and outcome, sometimes you have a good proposal. The panel will praise you, it's a very good proposal, a good one. But for the next one is education of your proposal. The education outcome is impact to the classroom practices. The impact to the community. The impact to the nation. That's why, as a postgraduate, you are shaping not only your classroom, not only suggesting a new policy or give an impact to your nation, but sometimes the panel will ask you, what are the contribution from your study and your research toward the practical, the theoretical, the model, the practices, or to the policy, the current policy. So from the starting initial work, the proposal, you execute to become the real product. But the whole process, you must have the integrity value behind that. Anyone who did the research can manipulate this data, the raw data. You collect 100% data, but you copy paste in the SPSS to become a 400 data. Can be done or not in SPSS? Yes. How about the qualitative study? I did a grounded theory study. I just can copy the verbatim transcribing, the transcribe the people talking about the feeling or something. So I create one, not the originally from the critical informant, not originally from the respondent, but I create one and I make a model. Then at the model, they came out as a model, but cannot reproducibility, cannot be replicated because they have some issue about the integrity. That's why when we did some research, we try to replicate or to adopt a new model to new sample, a new respondent. Either there can be usability of that model, the theory can be used to other setting. So that's why I give an example to you about the Stephen Covey, the 7 highly effective habits. So the 7 highly effective habits actually can be replicated to other settings, not only for the European country, not only for the American, to the Central Asia, to the Southeast Asia, and also they can replicate to all over the world, but with the different culture, different environment, different setting. So they must have a different value around the 7 highly effective habits for the people. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for the thoughtful question and also for the very insightful responses. So ladies and gentlemen, we have now arrived at the important moment of today's event, the official closing ceremony of the International Postgraduate Colloquium 2025. It is my great honor to invite the Dean of the Institute of Graduate Studies, Professor Dr. Raja Nur Safinas binti Raja Harun, to deliver her closing address and officially conclude the International Postgraduate Colloquium 2025. May I respectfully invite Professor Dr. Raja Nur Safinas to the stage.
Thank you, Miss Master of Ceremony. Yeah, okay. Right. Before I begin the, my closing remarks, I would like just to introduce to all of you. So hopefully, it becomes an inspiration to some of you. Nada, can you please stand up? Okay. This is our former master's student. Okay. And she, international student from Indonesia, Nada Ramatika, and she won the best international award student. Okay, and now, okay, she is the first, okay, student who receive International Bitara Mas Scholarship from the Institute of Graduate Studies, okay? And I think, Nada, you are now in your third semester, right? Or is it in the fourth? Fourth semester, okay? And she's doing very well, alhamdulillah, okay? And I hope, okay, she's still very young. Less than 30, okay, years of age, okay? And it is, okay, thank you, Nada. So it is actually our hope, okay, that many of you can actually follow her footsteps, and because we have, you know, scholarships for local as well as for international students. But of course, you know, the place is very limited. Okay, for PhD, one for international and 2 for local students, and for masters, we only have 1 for local students. Okay, you're fully sponsored for your tuition fees, as well as you will get, you know, allowance every month. Yeah. Okay. So the reason why I'm sharing this, because I feel as an Institute of Graduate Studies, this is actually our success. You know, to be gaining from you and to be giving back to the community. Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And a very good afternoon still, okay, going to evening, okay. And salam sejahtera, salam sahabat Suluh Budiman, of course to Yang Berusaha, Associate Professor Dr. Rizwan bin Cik Ros, Acting Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academic and International, our guest, Dr. Nazratul Huda binti Awang, Deputy Director Academic from Polytechnic of Sultan Shah in Shah Alam, Dr. Guo Yundong. Do I pronounce your name correctly? Yeah, okay. Visiting lecturer from Nanjing University of Industry Technology. And of course, my Deputy Dean, Dr. Jason, known as Dr. Jason or Dr. Wong Yok Seng, okay. And of course, Associate Professor Dr. Hafizul Fahri, the head of panel, all the respected professors, supervisors, lecturers, as well as esteemed panelists, fellow staff from the Institute of Graduate Studies, members of the Postgraduate Student Association, participants and presenters, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. I've been with the university for 25 years now, okay? I started as a young lecturer, young then, okay, in terms of age, in the year 2000, okay, where we barely, this building was not in existence then, okay? So a lot of things were very much different. I was only 30. Now you're counting my age, I know, okay? I was only 30 when I joined the university without even a PhD. It was not a requirement then. It was just a master's degree from the International Islamic University. And I've grown up, okay, in terms of size, professionally also with this university. Okay, many people think that they love this university, but of course, for somebody who has spent more than 40 hours a week at the university, of course, I love this university very deeply. Okay. And, you know, it's not always that I get to see students, especially postgraduate students, because of your time flexibility, you know, you are doing your work independently. So I really appreciate, okay, this moment in which I'm able to see, even though not each and every one of you, but at least to see many of you. Thank you so much for coming to this event and for making the time to be here today, okay? So this IPAC, okay, we started in the year 2021, okay. It was something, this is a colloquium which was actually mooted by the former Dean of Institute of Graduate Studies, okay. But unfortunately, because of this, that's like a position shifts and all that. So I continued with this colloquium, okay, and it has been like several years, okay, from 2021. Of course, there are a lot of rooms for improvements, okay, but this is the first time ever so far, like I said, for 25 years that we have this rostrum here. Which I really think is a good innovation. Because usually when we have colloquium or when we have speeches in this particular room, okay, or venue, the rostrum is always at the back. Okay? And because of the kind of seating that you have, the arrangement is a little bit awkward, you know, when you speak from there. But I think it's very comfortable that we get to see everyone if the podium is here. So well done, okay? This is a small innovation, but it makes a lot of difference, okay? And secondly, this is the first time ever also I see a performance being staged in the middle there. Okay, that is also another innovation. Because why? Okay, of course it is good. When he came in, we were able to see, oh, who's performing, right? But the next thing is the Gaza instrument. Okay, you only have to be listening to and enjoying the music. And this is also the first time ever I see a ghazal, a gambus performance, okay, which is also well done, okay. So I would like, in a way, I would like to express my heartfelt appreciation. I think we are all blessed, okay, to be here today. To everyone who has actually taken the time to be with us and contributed, you know, either as a panelist or even as participants or even as presenters or even for my staff, taking the experience for this actually is actually a wonderful, okay, or a fruitful academic event. So basically, in today's colloquium, I'm sure there's a remarkable gathering of a lot of ideas, okay? When you listen to other people's presentation, okay, please do not just listen. Maybe another thing that you should move forward is by reflecting on your own progress and work. Because by only reflecting, then you would always make meaningful, okay, meaningful understanding on what you have experienced today. So this year, we received 51 articles from a wide range of esteemed institutions, okay, so mainly from public universities. We have our partners from polytechnics, from the education departments, and also from the IPG, Institute Pendidikan Guru, and of course from some schools as well. So this diversity in submissions has, of course, definitely enriched our conference and reflect the broad interest in advancing research across various educational sectors. So the theme of this year's conference is empowering knowledge. If you realize, the word empowering is actually a very important word in today's vocabulary. You know, I've been talking about empowering because I've been proposing a model for teacher education which is engagement, empowering, and emancipation. Okay, and empowering is good, but after this, we have to move from empowering towards emancipation. Okay, so as scholars, okay, people who have very high academic achievement, okay, it is not just enough, okay, for you to have the what you call the certificates, okay, but you need to liberate your mind, okay, or empower your mind, but extend it a little bit than just empower, meaning that you have to take actions to have your own stance, okay, in terms of decision making and whatnot. Okay, it's really sad if you graduate from University Pendidikan Sultan Idris, okay, you are not able to think on your own, okay, or to have a stance in whatever decisions, okay. It's not just enough for you to follow, but I believe that all of you need to lead, okay. And leading actually can start from your own classrooms if you're educators, okay. It's not necessarily, my supervisor used to say this, Safinas, please, he said, your research is not going to change the world. Yeah, regardless whether it's a PhD, it's not going to change the world. But what you can do is that you, okay, can inform the world. Okay, so that is what it means by being scholarly enhanced. Okay, so I hope your experience, such as in such colloquium like this, right, can make you being scholarly enhanced. Okay, now to all presenters, I extend my warmest congratulations. It must be really brave of you to be sharing your findings, your knowledge, your expertise, and being led, your work being evaluated, okay? And I hope that the feedback that you have received from the panelists, okay, will sort of assist you, okay, in making your thesis a better and, of course, a remarkable work later. For one of the objectives of having this is to make sure that you would have at least minimum what you call number of corrections when later you go for your viva. Okay, we hope that by having other people outside of your academic circles, meaning outside of your supervisors, having other people to look at your work and to give feedback will actually help you in order to improve your thesis, and we hope that it will help you to get minor corrections later when you go for your viva. Okay, and to our panel members, moderators, and reviewers, thank you for your time, your thoughtful comments, and guidance to the participants. Okay, and I'm sure your role is very much important in nurturing the quality and integrity of the postgraduate research. To the Postgraduate Research Association, can you all stand up? Okay. Okay, so these are all the committee members, okay, and the entire organizing committee. Okay, please accept my sincere appreciation for your dedication, discipline, and teamwork. Okay, and of course to Dr. Jason and team from the student affairs, okay, of IPS, thank you so much for helping IGS to organize this colloquium. Okay, so basically all of you have demonstrated the professionalism that reflects the spirit of UPSI. Ladies and gentlemen, okay, a colloquium is not just a series of presentations, okay, this is also a space for connection as well as networking, so that I hope that you'll be able to see each other, you know, people that you have not met before, make your network so that you don't feel that your academic journey is very lonely, that you know that you have friends, you know, that people, maybe new people that you will interact with. So as we conclude today's event, okay, please allow me to say a few words, okay. I'm sure this PhD journey is not very straightforward. There are a lot of issues and challenges, okay? And of course, we also have our procedures, okay? So if you have any issues or any problems at all, please feel free. You can email me, you can contact me, okay? And as much as possible, I will try to mediate the problems and find to a solution, okay? I think so far, I have never missed replying any of the students' email, especially if they request for help, yeah? So, and I wish you all the very, very best, okay? And hopefully your PhD or even your master's journey or even your research journey will be a remarkable journey that you will remember for the rest of your life, okay? Feel free, if you are doing PhD, if you want to come back for a second PhD, it's okay. We can give you further discounts, no problems. Untuk pelajar-pelajar yang dari Kemenak tu ya, saya selalu lihat ustaz-ustaz lalu di tepi bangunan tu. Okey. Pagi tadi pun saya lihat ustaz-ustaz lalu di tepi bangunan IPS tu. Tak tahulah, mungkin menuju ke tempat bas untuk untuk menaiki bas balik ke kediaman. Dan sebenarnya saya nak cakap, pagi tadi masa saya melihat ustaz-ustaz semua, saya berkata dalam hati saya, kenapa mereka ni dah tak pakai songkok dah? Okey. Sebab baliknya dari kuliah tu semuanya ragat-ragat, semua pakai topi. Kebanyakannya. So, saya melihat aja. Okey, saya melihat aja daripada tepi kereta tu. Kadang-kadang saya melihat daripada atas. Daripada office saya, bila saya berdiri di tingkap tu, saya nampak ustaz-ustaz lalu. Okey, balik daripada kuliah. Apapun, alhamdulillah, bila saya selalu berbincang dengan pensyarah-pensyarah, saya selalu bertanya khabar. Okey, bagaimana pelajar-pelajar kita di Kemenak ni, okey ke tidak, bagaimana, saya selalu bertanya pada dosen-dosen yang mengajar saudara-saudara sekalian. So, alhamdulillah saya mendapat feedback yang sangat baik. Okay, well done. Okay, in fact banyak dosen-dosen kata mereka sangat seronok, gembira. Seronok bunyinya lain kan di Indonesia. Sangat gembira, sangat happy, sangat teruja mengajar pelajar-pelajar dari Kemenak. So alhamdulillah, okay, ini batch yang pertama. Kami mengharapkan ada lagi batch yang akan datang dan kami mengharapkan juga ramai yang akan menyambung pelajaran ke peringkat PhD nanti insya-Allah. Amin ya. Okay. So last but not least, I would like to once again thank everyone for your participation and support throughout IPAC 2025. May this conference serve as a meaningful milestone in your academic journey for next year. Okay, For next year, inshallah, we are going to do it in in June 2026. Because I know many of the students from China, they have a long break for summer. Okay, and also same thing from other countries as well. So hopefully next year we are able to do it in June, and hope that we have more participation. Okay, we wish you from IPS and IGS, we wish you continued success in your future research, publications, and scholarly endeavors. Okay, in the name of Allah, the most gracious and the most merciful, I officially conclude the International Postgraduate Academic Conference 2025. Thank you very much and have a pleasant day ahead. Wabillahi taufiq. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Professor Dr. Raja Nur Safinas, for your empowering, emancipating, and also liberating concluding remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, we now move on to the conference summary, where we reflect on the key insights and achievements of IPAC 2025. It is our honor to have Associate Professor Dr. Hafizul Fahri Hanafi, our head and panel, to present the conference summary.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh, and good evening. Acting Deputy Vice Chancellor, Associate Professor Dr. Rizwan Cik Dean of IPS, Professor Dr. Raja Nur Safinas, Dr. Nazratul Huda, thanks for your time, Deputy Director, Dr. Guo Yundang, thank you for your time also. As a visiting professor. Not to forget technology specialist, Dr. Wong Yok Seng, Dr. Jason. Okay, all of the supervisors, lecturers, and esteemed panelists. Okay, I have 2 minutes to talk. Okay, okay, thanks for your time. I look not scary because I'm chief of the jury. Okay, first of all, thanks for your time for presenting. Okay, I hope this is not the last. But if I can say it is basically you can have more motivation. Okay, do not follow me. I also GOT, graduate over time, not on time. Okay, please graduate on time because I think if you go a lot of event like this colloquium, I think it is more valuable. Get advice from the panelists, from the juries. Okay, thanks for the jury, Dr. Intan. Okay, can you stand up, Dr. Intan? Okay, thanks for your time also. Okay. Okay, thank also Prof. Ramli for your time. I think Prof. Ramli also served as a jury. Okay, thank you. Okay, I think that's all from me. I think I wish good luck for your journey, PhD and also master. And I also thanks IPS for holding this colloquium. Okay, and also for all secretariat for joining and make sure this event is a very successful event. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you and wish you all of best luck. Okay, thank you. Assalamualaikum.
Thank you, Professor. Ladies and gentlemen, finally, we now come to one of the most anticipated moments of this afternoon, the announcement of the winners of IPAC 2025. This conference has showcased exceptional research, innovative ideas, and groundbreaking studies Today, we honor those who work hard, has truly stood out, and who continue to pave the way for future advancements in their respective fields. So, ladies and gentlemen, we now invite Associate Professor Dr. Rizwan bin Cik Ros, Acting Deputy Vice Chancellor, accompanied by Professor Dr. Raja Nur Safinas binti Raja Harun, Dean of Institute of Graduate Studies, to the stage to present the award for Best Paper and Best Presenter. The first Best Paper Award goes to Hana Muhammad Husaini. Next, the award goes to Rokiah Kadir. Next, the award goes to Amal Harun. Next, Sharifah Khadijah S. Hashim. Next, we have Izan Roziana Muhammad Dadiri. The next 5 best papers are all presented virtually. We have Nur Mazlina Muhammad. We have Wan Nur Hafizah binti Wan Hussein. We have Halimatus Sa'diyah Karya, Zhou Yi, and last one, Nagalingaswaran Armugam. Congratulations to all the winners for Best Paper Award. Next, for Best Presenter, for the first room, I would like to invite Muhammad Lutfi bin Muhammad Rafi. Next, I would like to invite Nur Shahindah Shahrul. The next Best Presenter Award goes to Haziq Azri. The next presenter also received the Best Paper Award just now. I welcome you, Sharifah Khadijah S. Hashim. Congratulations. Next, Asmahan Azmi. The next 5 best presenters have all presented virtually. We have Zuhairi bin Zulkifli. We have Muhammad Shafiq Shamsuddin. We have Halimatul Sa'diah Karya. We have Nurul Ain binti Ismail. And last one, Gomati Batumalai. Congratulations to all the winners. Your hard work and dedication have truly paid off. I would like for all the VIPs to remain on stage. And we would like to invite the head evaluation panel, Professor Dr. Hafizul Fasri bin Hanafi, to come forward to receive a token of appreciation. We would like to invite Professor Dr. Ramli bin Mustafa. We would like to invite Dr. Intan Khasumarlina binti Muhammad Khalid. And next, I would like to invite Dr. Intan Surya binti Hamzah. All right, next, it is my honor to invite Professor Dr. Raja Nur Safinas binti Raja Harun, Dean of the Institute of Graduate Studies, and Mr. Muhammad Shamsuddin, representing Math Proofread, to come forward to proceed with mutual presentations of token of appreciations as a symbol of cooperation between the two institutions. Next, it is my honor to invite Professor Dr. Raja Nur Shafinas binti Raja Harun Next, I would like to invite Professor Dr. Raja Nur Shafinas binti Raja Harun, Dean of the Institute of Graduate Studies, to present a token of appreciation to Associate Professor Dr. Rizwan bin Cik Ros. Last but not least, I would like to invite Deputy Dean Technologies Dr. Wong Yok Sing to come forward to present the token of appreciation to Professor Dr. Raja Nur Shafinas binti Raja Harun. Thank you to all our distinguished guests. Please remain on stage for our photography session. And ladies and gentlemen, before we adjourn, we invite all our honorable guests to kindly stand and face the stage for a group picture. Can we get all the participants to stand up and come forward? Come, stand up and come forward. We have to make sure ourselves is in the photo, okay, guys? Come forward, please come forward. Do we have our photographer ready? Come to the front, come. Mari ke depan semua rakan-rakan. Everybody please come forward. Can you merge into the middle? Can you move forward to the middle of the hall? So that all our photos can fit inside the small frame. Okay, we will start with the formal picture first. Start with the formal picture first. Start with the formal picture first. Okay, ready? Formal picture. On a count of 3, right? MC kat sini, dek. Alright, 1, 2, 3. Formal. Upsi Bitara. Upsi Bitara. Upsi Best. Okay, give a Malaysia Madani. Mini Love. Give me some love. And Freestyle. Thank you, everybody. Please give a round of applause to our photographer. As we have now reached the conclusion of the IPAC 2025, on behalf of the organizing committee, we extend our heartfelt appreciation to all our honorable guests for making this event a success. Thank you, and we look forward to seeing you at IPAC 2026. Bye, everybody. Have a safe journey home. To all our distinguished guests, you are invited to the waiting room for some refreshments.